Hello and welcome to the Paper Computer Games Podcast. I'm your host, Salman the Fish, but you can refer to me as Salman. And for an optimal listening experience, make sure you check us out on all platforms, including Spotify, YouTube, and Anchor. All the links that will be in the description below. And personally, I recommend listening on Spotify. That way you can turn off your device and still have the audio playing. Without further ado, let's get into this. So today I'm going to be by myself. That's just because I guess Sinister is busy right now, and we will be recording though. We will be recording one for next week, both of us. Uh, what we need from you guys, our audience, is some questions. So next week we'll be doing a Q&A, and we need some people to give us some questions to put in that Q&A. We've already gotten a lot of questions from people in the community, uh, but just saying, if you have anything, ask us, and we'll answer you. So today I just wanted to talk about I want to talk about a good way of playing PCGs. So with things like the PCG shop, you got people really trying to make PCGs that aren't really PCGs. They're kind of just like PCGs for the shop specifically. And I don't really know if that's a good idea because I don't know about anybody else, but for me, I don't really like making PCGs when I'm on thinking about is how am I gonna put this on the shop, and do I need to write a script right now? Am I gonna have to make it all fleshed out and have a really big story in a lot of directions, make it easily accessible for another person to play? It's a lot, and I don't really want to be thinking about all that. So they, I mean, if you want to do that, you can. You can make PCGs to put on the shop, which we need. We need PCGs to put on shop. But at the same time, if you're looking to have a good time with your friends or with your siblings and make a PCG, I would say don't make a PCG that would really be good for the shop because let me give you an idea here. I've been making a PCG with my brother, for my brother, really, and he's been playing it for the past 2 days, I think. We just began the play sessions, and he's been liking it so far. But the thing is that I didn't make the entire PCG yet. I made like 3 pages the first day, and then yesterday I made like another maybe 4 or 5 pages, and he's still having a lot of fun. I'm making the PCG as I go rather than making it all at once, and I have no script. Let me tell you that. I have like just a random piece of paper with like an outline of how the PCG might go, but I've been kind of making it up as I go, and it's been really working out better than you would think. And I know this is nothing new, right? Zach talked about this all the time. He would play PCGs with Chris, and they would just make them as they went, and it works. It's a really good method, and I would recommend it a lot because with me specifically in this game that I've been playing, it's like the most fun I felt making, not only making but playing a PCG in a long while because I don't know, I've been making PCGs that would kind of fit the shop kind of thing where I wanted other people to play them. Like say my game, The Dark Magician's Castle. Oh my God, that game was fun to make and play, but at the same time, when I had to make that script, I don't know, that wasn't too fun. I had to make the entire script for the whole game. I had to put in every detail, and honestly, I think it was worth it in the end because it is a playable game for like other people, but at the same time, I kind of like diminished the value of the game because it wasn't really personal anymore because I kind of just made it for other people. But in the end, that's really up to you what you want to do. But just throwing it out there for everybody, if you really want to if you want to have like a new PCG experience from what maybe you've been used to, try making a PCG like specifically catered to the person you're playing with, and don't think about posting it on the shop at all or having to share it with the community. Just think about, okay, in this moment, how can I make this game to have the most fun, and how will my player react if I put this in here? How can I make these puzzles and all that? Just keep all of the gameplay and stuff stored in your head rather than making a huge giant script for it, and just see how it goes. That's what I would say. And then after the fact, then yeah, you can share it with the community. You can share the PCG. You can post it on the PCG shop. You can make the script. Sure, it's you can do that all afterwards, and I think that's a good way to play PCGs. That's basically all I wanted to say about that. It's just a new way of trying it out. Not really new, like I said before. It's been used before, but maybe I've seen a lot of people who probably I would think haven't tried this yet. So if you do want to try something new, try that out. So the next thing I want to talk about is just this PCG that I've been playing with my brother, the same one I just talked about. I want to talk about the storyline. So it's just really funny storyline. I wanted to share it with you guys. Basically, the PCG starts off with a cutscene. There's like a two-page cutscene where the first one, the main character is like saying that he's been in a war and there's like a war going on. It's kind of futuristic-esque, and there's like the politicians started it over dumb stuff, and now all the civilians get caught up in the war, and there's just this cutscene where there's a bunch of soldiers just taking over a town, and they're like shooting people, and there's like futuristic tanks and stuff like that, and military vehicles, and there's like a house on fire, and there's one soldier that like bangs on the door of the main character and says like open up, and then it blasts down the door. The main character has to like hide in a closet to, and then the soldier gets in the house and looks around for them, and then like the cutscene like cuts to a couple years later or something like that, where the main character is a bit older, and then that the character goes through military training and joins the army because they have no mom, and their dad joined the army but never came back, so just presumed dead, I guess. So the character joins the army and they have really nothing else to do. And it kind of starts from there. So the story is that there's the first mission of the game where the company, uh not the company like the PCG company, but like the company in the game, I call them ISS, like International Space Society or something like that. So this company sends you and another guy, his name is Patty, and I did not even come up with that name. I have no name for this guy in the PCG screen, but my brother just came up with the name. And we went with it. So this guy named Patty is put into your squadron, and you guys have to deliver a suitcase in an unmarked truck, and it's like very discreet mission. They say you can't tell anybody about it, and yeah, so you guys go on the mission down a road, and the first thing that happens is there's these motorcycles that show up, like kind of futuristic motorcycles, and it's just two guys on there, and they start shooting to the back of the truck. And Patty's like a sniper, so he has to get ready and set a sniper up to shoot them. And as the main character, as the player, your job is to just start shooting. And basically, how I did it was obviously a gunfight in PCGs isn't really that fun. So I got these like actual Nerf guns that we have in real life, and I set up little pieces of paper on a table, and I gave my brother, I put a 5 second timer on my phone, and I said you have 5 seconds to shoot down all these three of these targets. That's like a little mini game. So he ended up shooting down two of them instead of all three in 5 seconds. So as like a punishment, I said that he got shot, so that would affect him maybe later on. And then after that, the motorcycle, one guy on the motorcycle went in the front of the truck, shot the driver, and then the whole truck flipped, and stuff went on, yada yada. Basically, they found out that these two guys on the motorcycles that were shooting at them are from the same company or that from the same army as they're employed in. So you as the characters employed in the ISS army, and those guys that were the enemies were also from the same army. So it's kind of weird, right? So my brother went and searched their pockets and stuff like that, and then they searched their motorcycle and they found like a pager, like a messenger, basically a phone, and he found out that somebody sent these soldiers to come and kill the player and Patty, which is kind of odd, right? Why would you want to kill your own people? So my brother's like, F this. If they're trying to kill us, I'm not doing the mission, right? So Patty went and they went and got the suitcase to check what's inside of it. What's so important, right? That these guys were trying to steal the suitcase back, right? It's kind of odd. So my brother was like, "All right, so we got two choices here. We can shoot open the case, but then the second choice is," and then Patty just immediately shot open the case. My brother was like, "What if it was a bomb?" And Patty was just like, okay, I don't know." But luckily it wasn't a bomb. But the suitcase was actually full of gold, just golden bars. It's kind of odd, right? Just golden bars. Why was golden bars so important? Well, actually, we learned that in this futuristic society, it's Earth, but it's a lot of years in the future. Gold stores have just run out completely, right? They used to use gold in like components and stuff like that, electronic components, and now there's so much. They use so much gold in making spaceships that there was no more gold left on the planet, and they had to switch to a different resource to make electronic components. It's if you're thinking this is a lot, it is, but I kind of just literally made this stuff up as I was bringing the PCG to my brother to play. It's kind of funny, but yeah, so gold has kind of been a really rare resource in this time, and Patty says all this. They check if it's real gold, and they find out it is real gold. And why would the ISS be sending two people trying to kill them and getting their suitcase back? That makes no sense, right? Well, the PCG continues on. There's more to it, but it'll take a long time to explain. But my brother goes on. They take the motorcycles. They go on. They end up finding a checkpoint where they meet a couple of new characters. Where the new characters are a robot, like just a robot with a missing leg, and a cat that wears a crown, and it can only speak like one sentence, and then a green monkey who ate uranium and now and then stole armor from a midget, and now the monkey like can just like eat human beings, which is kind of OP. It literally ate off the head of one of the soldiers. But yeah, that was fun. That was a fun time. So yeah, I hope that little PCG kind of story gave you guys some inspiration. Just that's why I wanted to say it. It's really fun to play with your siblings and stuff like that. And you can just make the PCGs up as you go and you just get crazy stuff like I just told you. It ends up becoming like super fun, right? It's super crazy, something that it's hard to script. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I'll see you guys in the Q&A next week. Thank you all for listening. Peace.